Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us on this 10th day of November. I'm Mike Strehlow. Here's a look at what's ahead on CBS 58 Sunday morning. Should cursive make a comeback in Wisconsin grade schools? Michael Schlesinger puts pen to paper for a look at the debate. Plus, Mike Kirchhoff meets a pinball wizard in Bayview, the record-setting attempt making children the winners. And later, Pauline Lee opens a snack box in Milwaukee and discovers a comeback story topped with determination. Also ahead.
1, 2. We want people to know that this is a moment in history for the city. People feel immediately welcome. We believe music can say so much about the needs and the relevance of what we need today.
A grand future for a classical form of art in Milwaukee. Ahead in our Sunday morning spotlight, a visit with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra's new music director, who's guiding Wisconsin's premier orchestra into a new era that includes a new home. But first, the curtain is dropping on autumn's annual Colorama. And thanks to the work of America's foremost landscape architects more than a century ago, one of the state's top destinations for viewing the colors can be found here in southern Wisconsin. Mark McPherson takes us to Lake Geneva for the fall finale.
Before winter takes over Wisconsin, fall will have its moment.
It is just like a painting.
And when it comes to fall colors, there are very few places quite like Lake Geneva.
Fall in Lake Geneva is almost undescribable.
Every year, tourists flock to this lakeside community to see some of the best fall colors in the state.
It's like watching a free movie to watch these colors change.
Stephanie Klett, president of Visit Lake Geneva, says while their summers are busy, the fall season can really put on a show.
We have fall colors that last a little longer, so when the Northwoods is finished and the colors have peaked, we haven't even really started yet.
And they've invested in that opportunity. They've made sure tourists have a fall experience when they come to view those colors.
And the way you can see fall colors. You can be on the boat or on the Lake Geneva cruise line. You can walk the 21-mile lakeshore path and literally walk through the colors. And of course, we have Lake Geneva canopy tours where you can zip line through the fall colors.
They even paired their fall tourist season with a part of Lake Geneva history.
This is one of the few places in the world that you can walk behind and through these storied mansions. You know, Maytag and Wrigley. So they're these famous names in history. And for fall color viewing, you get to go right through their backyard and see their beautiful landscape gardens.
It's a way for Lake Geneva to show off not just their fall colors, but their community as well, and for an important reason.
Tourism is really dependent on the fall season.
When the summer tourists go home, the fall colors bring out a new crowd of people. Fall has become the second biggest moneymaker for Lake Geneva.
In terms of economics, it's a big deal because here in Walworth County, tourism is big business. It's a $500 million industry.
Even with winter trying to make an early entrance this year, fall is holding on in Lake Geneva.
Even though we had snow yesterday, it's funny because you'll see trees out here that are in full fall colors. They are literally peaking right now. Once December gets here, then we can say it is winter time. But right now it's November and it's still beautiful out and the trees have color. So we're very blessed with that.
Before we're buried in snow until spring, Lake Geneva is giving us one last opportunity to enjoy one of the best parts about living in Wisconsin.
It's living history in front of you, it's state historic sites, it's state parks, it's world-class restaurants, and it's a whole experience. And we think that once you come here for fall, you're going to be back over and over again.
Gwen continued to give it her all through the finish. She never looked back.
Still to come, growing up with a reluctant Olympian in Waukesha.
It's an incredible gift, not only for themselves, but for their families and our community.
And next, we meet the women providing the gift of health.
Faulty meters.
I'm not pumping, but it's still moving.
Questionable prices.
After this, I don't go here anymore.
Are you getting what you paid for? CBS 58 investigates problems at the pump. Tuesday on the CBS 58 News at 10.
Hope is when you're really excited about what comes next.
Just having a positive outlook on the things that you believe in.
This world is a very good place to be.
If you're injured, we're here to restore hope. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
For over 30 years, Callan has provided a consistent, worry-free remodeling experience.
Our experience with Callan was fantastic. Everything from the installers to the communication, everything was just fantastic. Couldn't be happier. Just a beautiful, beautiful shower and bathroom.
For a worry-free home remodeling experience, call Callan.
Call Callan, call Callan. We put the wow in home remodeling. Drew gets me ready.
That's my promise to you, a promise to be here, to keep you prepared no matter what the weather brings. Whether it's sun and clouds or sleet and snow, I won't let you get caught off guard.
Drew gets me ready.
With dental implants from Eon Clinics, you'll be able to smile and eat your favorite foods again. Call 844-365-SMILE to schedule your free consultation or online at eonclinics.com.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project and get 11% off everything. Update the look of your home with Moen products. This Hilliard bathroom faucet comes in a spot-resist brushed nickel finish. Only $88.11 after 11% off. This low-dye kitchen sink kit includes a pull-down faucet with matching soap dispenser. Just $310.61 after 11% off. Save big money on all of your updates and get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I got seriously hurt in a car accident.
I called Gruber Law Offices.
If you've been hurt in an accident, you know what to do.
I knew what to do. I called Gruber Law Offices.
That's what you do.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
CBS 58 Sunday Morning, brought to you by Menards.
Getting a massage or acupuncture may sound like a day at the spa, but the founder of Core El Centro in Milwaukee's Walker's Point neighborhood believes everyone should have access to natural, affordable healing. As Natalie Shepard shows us, she's made it her life's mission to make healing and wellness accessible to everyone.
I think we take better care of our cars than we do ourselves.
Madeline Gianforti's mission is simple.
Why not provide people with an alternative healthcare option? An option that deals with the body, mind, and spirit.
And that's what she's been doing at Core El Centro for the better part of 20 years, providing alternative health care and healing options.
Things like massage, energy work, acupuncture, holistic exercise classes like yoga.
But there's an important twist. Core El Centro keeps it affordable.
Because if it's $65, $70, $75 for a session, people aren't going to do it. So everybody pays something, but they pay what's affordable to them.
Core El Centro will serve 3,500 people this year. 70% of their clients are Hispanic. Gianforti says co-founder Jane Ader initially worked in a medical clinic serving the Latino community.
We knew we wanted to provide the service to the Latino community because the community is so open to natural healing. So it made it like an easy start for us.
She got her inspiration through her work as a Catholic sister with the Sisters of St. Agnes. And they start the idea of taking care of yourself young. There are ballet classes for children and education on cooking and eating for better health. Sonia Vasquez is the Wellness and Nutrition Program Manager.
This is a very stressful time for most people in this community.
Vasquez says Gianforti provides a supportive environment where people can grow.
She allows all this stuff to and empower us to be creative and open, and we are always having opportunities to create new things.
Her clients learn to use herbs, medicinal plants, and food to improve their own health.
What I have noticed the most is that they are very amazed and kind of in like disbelief sometimes of how much there is to learn.
Gianforti says she's always learning too.
Every day I'm inspired by the clients and their courage to work their stories.
Watch your hands go up, 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 up. Making Core a place where play, relaxation, and self-care aren't a luxury, but a necessity.
Because if we all come from our best selves, I believe world peace would be possible.
Now let go with one hand. Great job. Okay, now let go with two hands.
Most important part is the learning process.
Making the case for cursive in Wisconsin. And next.
And I think a big part of the story is taking risks.
From Waukesha to the top of the athletic world.
Give a child in need the gift of joy this holiday season. Join CBS 58 and Steinhoffels in supporting the Salvation Army Toy Shop. Visit your local Steinhoffels furniture or mattress store to make a new toy donation. Help make sure every child has a happy holiday.
Finally, the wait is over. Now he's back.
Come on and dance with me. Forever now.
It's an evening with Michael Bublé.
April 18th is National Piñata Day, but you don't need to put on a blindfold and hit a papier-mâché unicorn to get stuff you want. Just become an AARP member. Your AARP membership comes with access to more of what you want, like learning about the latest tech, health tips, nights out at local restaurants, help planning your getaways, and more. So take off the blindfold and join today, because, you know, it's easier without the blindfold. There's lots of stuff in there, and today could be your day to explore it. Learn more at aarp.org/more.
Oh! People with type 2 diabetes are excited about the potential of once-weekly Ozempic. In a study with Ozempic, a majority of adults lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7 and maintained it.
Oh, under 7.
And you may lose weight. In the same one-year study, adults lost on average up to 12 pounds.
Oh, up to 12 pounds.
A 2-year study showed that Ozempic does not increase the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attack, stroke, or death.
Oh, no increased risk.
Ozempic should not be the first medicine for treating diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase the risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I discovered the potential with Ozempic.
If eligible, you may pay as little as $25 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once-weekly Ozempic.
What makes history? What takes a fleeting moment and frames it for all time? Is it the words?
Because I've been to the mountaintop.
The feelings? The personalities?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!
History is made by many and shared by all.
Apollo 11, this is Houston.
Relive, remember, relate.
You can see decades on over-the-air channel 49.4 and on these cable providers.
From Waukesha South High School in UW-Madison to being an accountant, triathlete, and Olympic gold medalist, Waukesha native Gwen Jorgensen has been on quite the journey. And so has her family. Her mother and sister have written about it in a new book. Brittany Lewis takes us inside the pages of Go Gwen Go.
And even, you know, she's just not as, I don't know, defined as some of these later ones.
It could be the wall of framed magazine covers.
This is an earlier one, too.
The medals from years past.
Who knows what's over there?
Or the shoes hanging on the wall. But it's fair to say the pride in the Jorgensen household,
Gwen Sanity runs in our family,
has reached the level of Gwen Sanity.
Well, I'm Gwen's biggest fan, and so that shows itself in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's crazy outfits or signs.
Elizabeth and Nancy Jorgensen are the sister and mother of Olympic gold medalist Gwen Jorgensen.
We're in like elevators or in hotel lobbies and people are asking my little sister for her autograph. Like it doesn't feel real.
She won the gold in the triathlon in 2016. But it's the story of how she got there.
Yeah, I think we were very happy with the way that the book turned out.
They wanted to tell.
It was a surprising story to go from CPA to Olympian.
Together they wrote Go Gwen Go, a family's journey to Olympic gold.
I came over every Monday And we worked for several hours every Monday.
Writing and rewriting the journey that started in an unconventional way.
Gwen was working as a CPA in Milwaukee and was recruited by USA Triathlon. Gwen at first said no. She said, I've got this job lined up. I know how hard it is to be a professional athlete. I don't think I've got what it takes. And they just kept after her.
The recruiter knew what she was doing. After only 2 years of participating in triathlons, Gwen made it to the 2012 Olympic Games in London. She came in 38th after getting a flat tire, but that only elevated her goals.
She decided she was going to go to the 2016 Olympics, and she was just determined. She took a lot of big risks, quit her job, moved to Australia to be with a training group.
Yeah, you can kind of see, that there's an Elizabeth section.
Through Elizabeth's voice and Nancy's, and with help from Gwen's race reports, blogs, and emails,
I tell a lot of the factual information, and then Elizabeth does color commentary. And
they take readers behind the scenes.
I got a kick out of just getting as many selfies as I could with different Olympians.
And to the biggest moment.
When she wins, it's this huge release of emotion for her, for our fans, for us, for the crowd.
A win meaningful for her family and her fans.
We've really gotten to know some fans who have been open with us about how much they've struggled with something, be that body image or inactivity or just like a lack of belief in themselves, and how watching Gwen excel has pushed them to put on some running shoes and get out and start their own fitness journey, and how she's inspired them to make a real positive difference in their lives.
Through highs and some lows, Elizabeth and Nancy hope their book also inspires.
Like if somebody reads this and thinks, wow, I have a story to tell, I also can write my family's story, or I never knew that this was possible if you surround yourself with people who are there to cheer you on.
And also that theme of risk, that you can't achieve great things unless you take some pretty big risks.
As they've seen on the journey they've been on with the daughter and sister they are so proud of.
It's humbling, and it's also awe-inspiring that she's changed so many people's lives just by being the best person, being the best Gwen she can be.
In our community calendar, tomorrow is Veterans Day. Every year since 1939, the American Legion Milwaukee Post 415 has observed the holiday with a ceremony at the War Memorial Center. This year's event begins at 10:30 a.m. All are welcome to attend. On Tuesday, comedy returns to the Milwaukee Repertory Theater with Larry Shue's The Nerd for a month-long run. The play follows one man's comedic attempts to evict an unwanted house guest. It will be the Rep's fourth staging of the production. On Friday, a much-anticipated exhibition opens at the Milwaukee Art Museum. A modern vision European masterworks from the Phillips Collection includes works by well-known European masters including Vincent van Gogh and Claude Monet, among many more. Also Friday, Chris Kindle Market Milwaukee returns to the plaza outside Fiserv Forum, a traditional German holiday market complete with local food and drinks, collectibles, and gifts. And Saturday marks the Milwaukee Veterans Day of Honor. A parade steps off from the Milwaukee War Memorial Center at noon. 94-year-old World War II veteran Bill Peckrule will serve as Grand Marshal. The event will also include a red carpet honor walk across Gary Wetzel Medal of Honor Way.
I can't think of a student who wouldn't benefit from this instruction.
Will a throwback make a comeback in Wisconsin? The debate over putting cursive in the curriculum.
CBS 58 Sunday Morning is brought to you by McCoy Contractors.
Concerned about basement problems? Since 1956, McCoy Contractors has repaired over 10,000 basements. No franchise, just a great family-owned company, period. Basement problems? Call McCoy. McCoy, the trusted name.
For top quality floors at rock bottom prices, come to Floor & Decor.
The largest tile and wood place I've ever seen in my life. It's every color, it's every style.
It's a one-stop shop. We got exactly what we wanted, and we paid the price that we were looking for.
Why wouldn't you want to save money and make your house look great?
The Design Center is total inspiration.
These guys know their stuff.
Hands down, the best place for floors, no question.
Floor and Decor on Blue Mountain Road across from Brookfield Square Mall.
Let's go!
I've heard 5G is going to be fast, but will I get a signal when I need it?
Introducing US Cellular 5G, a more powerful network that stays connected without interruption. So you get the non-stop service you need that works seamlessly from outdoors to indoors and never misses a beat, even in a crowd. That's right, a continuous 5G connection without disruptions.
5G that works where I want. Now that's fair.
US Cellular. Choose fair.
What you drinking?
The House Red.
2 of those, please.
Thank you, but no.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not really looking for...
Both glasses are for me. My wine.
I'm so sorry. I just assumed that I'm going to need your help to keep me from getting a big head.
Sometimes it looks like you're wearing Grace's jeans.
I cringe when you dance.
When you sweat, you smell like a cedar forest after a rain. In a bad way.
What bad way?
Am I thinking of a different kind of wood?
A New Unicorn, Thursday at 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS.
Concerned about basement problems? Since 1956, McCoy Contractors has repaired over 10,000 basements. No franchise, just a great family-owned company, period. Basement problems? Call McCoy. McCoy, the trusted name.
Rough day at work? Join us for happy hour at the M. We've got 2-for-1 specials starting at 4 with Blackish.
I want to have a bar mitzvah. Oh.
Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get down. Hey!
Mike and Molly at 5.
Go, go!
And The Big Bang Theory at 6.
Food fight.
The laughs are on the house. Weekdays starting at 4 on WMLW The M.
Understanding the world begins with the right questions.
Do you trust Kim Jong-un?
Doesn't the blame reside with Jewel? Is it now our top terrorist threat?
With the right people, right here.
Check this out.
More news.
Commemorative Air Force.
More original reporting.
Puts everything in perspective.
What's being done about it when it comes to road stuff.
Every morning on CBS This Morning.
We're going to begin with breaking news.
A signature makes everything official, whether you're buying a house, car, or perhaps acknowledging you've read your child's report card. The Declaration of Independence and names of those who signed it, all written in cursive. Right now in Wisconsin, there's bipartisan support for a bill that would require students know cursive by the end of 5th grade. Michael Schlesinger takes a closer look at the effort to prevent this style from being written off.
Our curriculum is a good curriculum. We meet the needs of the students.
3rd grade teacher Linda Gorman has taught school for close to 40 years, with about half the time at Rolling Hills Elementary in Mukwonago, one of the few school districts in our area requiring cursive be learned.
Tactile memory, which is associated with cursive. There's an increase in their fine motor skills. In addition, there's just a flow and an ease to cursive, which some students find is helpful for legibility and efficiency. And I think there's also time when they're writing that they have time to process then the content of what they're writing.
But Gorman's quick to point out she goes way beyond the lines when it comes to teaching only this kind of curriculum.
Our goal is to provide education which will make them effective writers, and we provide the tools for them to do so, and we provide a variety of tools, whether that would be cursive, manuscript, keyboarding, or for some students it may even be speech to text. So we give the students what they need in order to learn.
I can't think of a student who wouldn't benefit from this instruction.
State Representative Jerry Thiesfeld is so passionate about the topic, this Republican from Fond du Lac has co-written legislation making it mandatory for all public schools in the Badger State to teach kids how to sign on the dotted line by the end of 5th grade.
We're training kids' minds. We're teaching them how to think. And we need to push the limits. We need to create those connections in their brain back and forth between right hemisphere, left hemisphere, and that is enhanced by writing in cursive. And scientists who study the human brain and can pinpoint which parts of the brain are activated by certain activities will say that cursive activates a different part of the brain than printing does or just tapping on a computer does. There also is the benefit of fine motor dexterity, which is particularly important for the younger children.
The proposal hasn't been formally introduced to the legislature, but it's expected to happen sooner than later.
While I certainly appreciate good, solid handwriting as being able to be read by other people, the most important part is the learning process, not how neat it is.
Currently, 15 states mandate the cursive class. In Wisconsin, most children know how to print all upper and lower case letters by the end of 2nd grade. The first word is true. True, T-R-U-E. There has been pushback by some, saying this would give the state too much power enforcing certain studies over others, while costing districts money they might not have. Not so, says the state rep.
You don't have to buy textbooks. If your teacher knows how to do this, it's nothing more than taking some sheets of lined paper, which those who know this know what I'm talking about. Those pieces of paper with all the lines across it that you practice where the word is supposed to start, where is it supposed to stop, how high on the line, how low on the line, going below the line. That's about all you need. And then somebody to show you how to hold the pen, and that's about it.
We're going to be working on the letter R, so it's going to be undercurve, slant, connecting curve. And notice that that letter connects right in to the next.
Meanwhile, instructors like Gorman want to stay out of the policy battle. Instead, she wants to fight for what's best overall for the kiddos in her classroom.
Why now do you think they're introducing this mandatory curriculum?
I think there are a variety of reasons that they're doing it, and I'm going to leave the decision making to them and the debating and the researching. We here in McGuanago know that we want to give tools to our students, a variety of tools to help them be successful in their post-secondary education pathways, whatever that might be. So we provide them with that all the way from kindergarten on up.
And this is something that we have let slip away from us, and we need to get it back before it's lost, because we have a whole generation of students, in some cases, who have not learned this, and some of those students are now teachers who never learned it. And so it's time to get it back before it's lost.
I'm hoping I still have use of some fingers. The local dad flipping over pinball for all the right reasons.
It's a very exciting time for the Milwaukee Symphony.
And next, moving toward a crescendo, the new face and new space elevating the MSO.
Guess what? Wintertime coming back to us. Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Michael Schlesinger in the CBS 58 Weather Center. About 40 degrees the high today. We'll see some wintry mix, light in nature into the afternoon. Northerly winds about 10 to 15. More light snow into Monday morning. Veterans Day highs only around 27, 23 on Tuesday for highs. Upper 20s Wednesday. Overnight lows primarily in the about 10 degrees into Monday night, Tuesday, into Wednesday morning. Also, maybe some light snow into Thursday as well. So a lot of wintertime in this forecast to be had. The upcoming weekend, 35 to 40, fairly quiet. Lows will be in the 20s. Looking pretty good for the hunters out there. At least it quiets down. Have a weather photo, pics, PIX at CBS58.com. You can send it that way or via our weather mobile app, which we have updated on our end. Make sure you update it on your end, please. Great thing to have, especially when that snow starts flying on the radar. You can also read our daily blogs.
Faulty meters.
I'm not pumping, but it's still moving.
Questionable prices.
After this, I don't go here anymore.
Are you getting what you paid for? CBS 58 investigates problems at the pump. Tuesday on the CBS 58 News at 10.
You know when you're at Ross and you realize it's time your sister stopped borrowing your sweaters? Yeah. That's yes for less.
Stop stealing mine.
Never. Holiday gifts everyone's sure to love at 20 to 60% off department store prices. At Ross, yes for less.
Save big money on a new water softener and get 11% off everything. Now at Menards. Morton water softeners eliminate hard water, giving you softer skin and cleaner clothes. This 27,000 grain unit is just $328.41 after 11% off. Or get this 27,000 grain unit that includes a self-cleaning filter for only $461.91 after 11% off. Save big money on all of your updates and get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I would get muscle cramps several times a week for decades.
And in a few days of using TheraWorks Relief, the cramps are gone because it works.
Get TheraWorks Relief today in stores everywhere.
MeTV presents the rarely seen MASH finale, Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen.
It was pretty big. It was about half the country watching at one time.
With exclusive interviews with the cast and creative team.
The entire world stopped to watch this episode of television.
You can see MeTV on over-the-air channels 49.1 and 58.2 and on these cable providers.
You know when you're at Ross and you realize you are the hostess with the mostest?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Yes for Less. Entertain in style all season long. It feels even better when you find it for less. At Ross, Yes for Less.
Court is in session weekdays on the M. Real people.
I slept with her all the time.
Real judges.
What is wrong with you people?
I'll dismiss your case and throw you out.
Really weird problems.
I found out that he has a snoring fetish.
She slams the corner of my table with the frozen chicken.
The bird is a witness.
Tore up a stuffed animal, hung it on the light post by a noose.
Gavel to gavel coverage begins weekdays at noon on WMLW The M.
Be quiet.
The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra's 2019-20 season is filled with excitement and anticipation. It marks the inaugural season of its new music director and final year before moving into its own performance venue. Our Sunday morning spotlight looks at the progress being made on the future Milwaukee Symphony Center and a conversation with the maestro who will guide the MSO into its new home. Just a few blocks from where construction crews and craftsmen and women are restoring a Depression-era movie palace to its original luster. Classical music fills the air inside another jewel in downtown Milwaukee. The Pabst Theater is where the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra performed during the ensemble's early years in the 1960s.
All began here with vision, with this desire to have one of the leading orchestras in the country for this city.
We caught up with new music director Ken David Mazur during a rehearsal of the first of several Beethoven symphonies on the calendar for the MSO's 2019-20 season.
Yes! You know, the Pabst, I have to say Pabst because I'm German and it means the Pope. And even though, of course, you know, it was a brewery, to me, the Pabst Theater is something very extraordinary. Beethoven is watching, and not just Beethoven, Wagner, and all of the greats that we will be doing in the future.
All but one of the MSO's concerts celebrating Beethoven's 250th birthday will be performed here at the historic Pabst.
And I couldn't be more thankful that I get to conduct a couple of programs here this season. As we say, farewell and hello also to the new home.
The new home, scheduled to open next September at 2nd and West Wisconsin Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, will be called the Milwaukee Symphony Center.
We really want this project to be a home for music in Milwaukee.
John Roloff is the MSO's Director of Operations and Facilities. From the slow and synchronized move of a 625-ton brick wall.
We moved the east wall of the theater, the backstage wall, 35 feet into 2nd Street to give us that full-size stage that we need for the orchestra to perform on.
To a delicate floor-to-ceiling cleaning.
Currently, a small team from Conrad Schmidt, studio artists out of New Berlin, is here restoring all of the surfaces of the theater.
The massive restoration of the Warner Grand Theater is on time and on budget. Scaffolding fills the concert hall where in 10 months from now, patrons will enjoy, in the words of MSO leaders, 1930s ambiance with 21st century amenities.
The craftsmanship is really quite incredible. And it's just a great thing to bring back to life. And once this place is lit up as it would have been originally, people are just going to be amazed with all the detailing on every surface of this large space.
I get a very exciting, a tingling sensation every time I come near it.
The maestro who will conduct the orchestra on an expanded stage beneath the medallion of the proscenium arch looks forward to not only the visual details this ornate performance space will offer, but unmatched acoustic advantages.
Every time I go through, I have this extraordinary curiosity and this excitement of look at this and look at that. Just letting it speak to me as we formulate the programming for the coming seasons.
It's an extraordinary and rare transition to a new home, not entirely foreign to Missouri. This 42-year-old was born in Germany the year his father, famed conductor Kurt Masur, convinced communist officials to build a new concert hall in Leipzig, Germany, for the Gewandhaus Orchestra, which he led for 26 years. The elder Masur, who passed away in 2015, was also part of a group who helped prevent a crackdown on pro-democracy protesters before the fall of the Berlin Wall 3 decades ago.
As a 12-year-old, to see the Gewandhaus become this embassy for the peaceful revolution that actually this year we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of that, was another big thing to me that was important and very profound in my musical understanding of what music can do.
What music can do for a nation, community, and family. This son of a German conductor and Japanese soprano says he grew up not only with musical instruments in the home, but singing. A family tradition he carries on today with his wife, pianist Melinda Lee Masur, and their 3 children.
We still sing at home. We try to do folk songs, as many as we can, on road trips and sometimes at night before we go to bed. It doesn't matter if it's in the concert hall or if it's in your home. When you're enveloped by great music, when you sing or when you play your instruments, it has this incredible power to make you feel comforted, to make you feel at peace.
Ken David Masur is the MSO's 7th music director and primary conductor. Before arriving in Milwaukee, he was the principal guest conductor of the Munich Symphony and associate conductor of the Boston Symphony Orchestra.
Tell me what you like about Schumann.
The Schumann is a wonderful piece for the horns. It's a horn party for our section, and it's so much fun.
Matthew Annan has held the position of principal horn for the past 8 years.
I would say 5% earlier.
He says Masur brings music to life in a new way.
It's palpable. He's genuine in his approach, and it comes off to us, and then we play with that same, excitement. He's a caring individual. He has a clear love of the music, which comes through in everything that he does.
For me, it's a real joy to be in this position where, I have one of the best seats, if not the best seat sometimes in the house.
A place at the podium where Masur will unify a talented group of musicians into a core sound, note by note.
A note has to have a certain character and not just a certain volume, if you will, or long or short, but that in the context of what we are trying to say, that I truly believe is what's going to come across.
Creating musical experiences with existing and new audiences here at the Pabst, Eline Hall, and other venues before the big move to this new home, one built for the everyman during the Depression.
They could come, see a movie, or watch the news as you would do back in that period, and be transported to another world and have an escape from the daily life.
And now, 90 years later, a palace restored with the same commitment to inclusiveness and escapism.
We want them to know that they will have something that they can identify with, that we can all feel together, and to have this moment of peace for 2 hours together. That's a gift, and for me, I don't take it lightly, and I don't take it for granted. I know that this is a privilege, and it's a joy whenever we do get to share it with others.
Yes, that's it, that's it, that's it. Beautiful, yes. You met the rendezvous, okay.
You'll find today's stories and those from previous episodes at cbs58.com/Sunday morning. And please send your story ideas to Sunday morning at cbs58.com.
I feel like I'm training for a marathon here.
One pinballer's marathon with a purpose. And then,
this convenience store on wheels is providing more than just snacks on Milwaukee's North Side. The story behind Flatty Snack Box coming up on CBS 58 Sunday morning.
Milwaukee, the good land. Brew City. From the lake to the suburbs, it's home. We're a proud city of innovators, of brewers, Bucks, and Packers. Our city has its own pulse, its own beat, and we keep our finger on that pulse so we can give you an honest look at our city. Switch to CBS 58.
This fall, it's Wednesday Night Wins. 18 drawings, 180 winners, $250,000 in prizes. Play with your club card October 1st to November 13th for a shot at soft play or cash. Wednesday Night Wins, right here at Potawatomi.
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want more. And with new and improved unlimited plan options still starting at only $30 a month, you get more. The best value in wireless just got better. Better means more speed. Our #1 network just got noticeably faster. Better takes you farther, with international coverage included. And Better still won't break the bank. New and improved unlimited plans with more options start at $30 a month. It's the more you asked for, but it still costs less. Now that's fair. US Cellular. Choose fair.
JP the Health Warrior here, coaching you through my morning routine, and it starts with a 15-minute full-body ice plunge. Got to get that internal...
How about I put some ice in a cup with a bunch of fruits and vegetables and drink them?
NutriBullet, the super healthy thing you actually have time to do. Get a bunch of healthy fruits and vegetables inside your body in seconds, so you don't have to.
Shout out to...
Feel the blend.
Deer hunting season's upon us, and at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we have great deals on hunting supplies to help you bag your next trophy. And tools for the bargain hunter. This Irwin Vice Grip set is just $12.99. This Milwaukee screwdriver set, $19.99. Save over $100 on this Craftsman Mechanics tool set, just $129.99. Plus, this Saturday through Veterans Day, as a thank you, active and retired military get an extra 10% off. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Whether you chase the thrill, savor every flavor, or unwind in luxury, this is your moment. It's all happening right here at Potawatomi.
Understanding the world begins with the right questions.
Have police discovered a motive? Does the president have a red line?
What can voters expect to see today?
CBS This Morning.
Good morning. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Sunday Morning.
Experience thought-provoking and truly original reporting on CBS Sunday Morning.
Records are meant to be broken, right? Some do it for fame and fortune, but we found a Milwaukee man who was determined to enter the Guinness Book for the sake of children in need of medical care. Mike Kirchhoff is with a pinball wizard putting his hands and heart into a marathon game.
There's a new wizard of marathon pinball playing. His name is Ryan Clancy, an athlete like none other.
I don't know if it's skill for this particular attempt as much as just willingness to abuse your body.
Earlier this month, Clancy played Black Knight Sword of Rage for 32 hours and 2 minutes at Bounce Milwaukee in Bayview. It's a new Guinness World Record.
I'm exhausted, right? Yeah, so it's, I'm just having problems standing and talking, but other than that, I'm fine.
Clancy did it as part of Extra Life, a nationwide marathon gaming event that raises money for the Children's Miracle Network and Children's Wisconsin.
Just a few years ago, I got 14,204,810.
Part of the Guinness record rules is a tally of the score of each game that he plays.
So just a few years ago, our son Alex was hospitalized at Children's Hospital, and I mean that's a scary experience for really any parent and any kid. But the staff and the support that we got at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin was just phenomenal. So I'd really like to make sure that as many kids as possible in Wisconsin get that same level of care.
Also, he's not being rude. He's just not allowed to stop playing.
The Guinness record itself is is fun. I think that's a way to kind of bring more attention to the cause. But ultimately, the biggest goal here is to raise funds for an organization that does great work with it.
Alex is all good now, and he loves pinball, just like his dad.
We've done tournaments together. We actually we kind of work on and then customize pinball machines as well.
The rules of a record-breaking attempt like this are strict. He needs observers like friend and state representative Jonathan Brostoff, who hosted the marathon on his Twitch stream.
You need a lot of interaction. You need like stimulation and just like
hydration reminders and all this stuff, because it's very physically taxing, even if it doesn't sound like they're just playing a game, but it's a lot. Try doing anything for 20, 30 hours straight. It's a lot.
Ryan did it all day and all night. 1 a.m., 5 a.m., 8 a.m. the next morning, and his supporters were there the entire time. They served as his pit crew, which jumped in like a NASCAR crew during Clancy's dramatic first break. He kept slamming the side of the machine to dislodge a ball that kept getting stuck, while in swooped his team, dismantling the machine, tightening a screw, cleaning the glass, and putting it all back together within the required 5-minute break time limit.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, it feels really good to break the record, but it feels even better to have just supported the Children's Miracle Network and Children's Wisconsin. When I say that we broke the record, I really mean everybody who is here. So, I mean, we had volunteers showing up for, 1 to 5 or 5 to 9 a.m. shifts. I mean, really giving up their time, and it feels good to have made some good.
Ryan's gameplay goal was 3 hours and 11 minutes. He breezed by that. His fundraising goal was $2,000. He's passed that, and he'll keep raising at another level every time he hits a new one. You can find a donation link at the Bounce Milwaukee Facebook page right now.
After this is done, I hope to sleep, but what I would really love is to raise just as much money and as possible for Children's Hospital. I mean, they do just phenomenal work, and yeah, we're kind of first-hand experience of I mean, really the great care that they provide to kids.
This week in Wisconsin history, it was November 12, 1836, when Wisconsin's first governor signed its first law. The legislation to pass through the territorial Wisconsin was a blueprint for legislators themselves. Rules regarding how lawmakers should behave and how other citizens were to behave towards them. For example, it authorized the Assembly to punish by fine or imprisonment every person, not a member, who shall be guilty of disrespect, disorderly, or contemptuous behavior, threats, or interference with witnesses. The rules have been in place ever since, but have not kept members or the visiting public from arguments, fistfights, or even in one case in 1842, shooting one another.
I want to do it the right way.
All right, how's it going, sir?
Next, a snack box on wheels delivering food and inspiration.
CBS 58 Sunday Morning, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Understanding the world begins with the right questions.
Do you trust Kim Jong-un?
Doesn't the blame reside with Jewel? Is it now our top terrorist threat?
With the right people, right here.
Check this out.
More news.
Commemorative Air Force.
More original reporting.
Puts everything in perspective.
What's being done about it when it comes to road salt.
Every morning on CBS This Morning.
We're going to begin with breaking news.
To the outside world, you look good, but you don't feel good. With polycythemia vera, PV, symptoms can change so slowly over time, you might not notice. But new or changing symptoms can mean your PV is changing. Let's change the way we see PV. You track and discuss blood counts with your doctor, but it's just as vital to discuss changing symptoms as well. Take notice and take action. Discuss counts and symptoms with your doctor. Visit takeactionpv.com.
I'm off to college. I'm worried about my parents' retirement.
Don't worry.
Voya helps them to and through retirement.
Dealing with today's expenses while helping plan, invest, and protect for the future.
So they'll be okay?
I think they'll be fine. Voya, helping you to
and through
retirement.
April 18th is National Piñata Day, but you don't need to hit a papier-mâché unicorn to get stuff you want. Just become an AARP member. Get health tips, learn about the latest tech, have nights out at local restaurants, and more. Get your AARP membership today.
I was hurt, and I needed help.
I called Gruber Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, you know what to do.
Hurt in an accident? Call Gruber Law Offices.
That's what you do. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Guess what? Wintertime coming back to us. Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Michael Schlesinger in the CBS 58 Weather Center. About 40 degrees the high today. We'll see some wintry mix, light in nature into the afternoon. Northerly winds about 10 to 15. More light snow into Monday morning. Veterans Day highs only around 27, 23 on Tuesday for highs. Upper 20s Wednesday. Overnight lows primarily in the about 10 degrees into Monday night, Tuesday, into Wednesday morning. Also, maybe some light snow into Thursday as well. So a lot of wintertime in this forecast to be had. The upcoming weekend, 35 to 40, fairly quiet. Lows will be in the 20s. Looking pretty good for the hunters out there. At least it quiets down. Have a weather photo, pics, PIX at CBS58.com. You can send it that way or via our weather mobile app, which we have updated on our end. Make sure you update it on your end, please. Great thing to have, especially when that snow starts flying on the radar. You can also read our daily blogs.
The great soul Mahatma Gandhi encouraged us to be the change we want to see in the world. After a troubled past, one Milwaukee man is now working every day to set a positive example. He hopes his special convenience store on wheels will inspire others to do the same. Pauline Lee takes us for a ride on Flattie's Snack Box Bus.
On Milwaukee's north side,
we deserve better.
Change is coming.
And I feel like this is the start of being better in the community.
For Rick Smith,
yeah, man.
The change starts with a little red and white bus.
We just bringing smiles back to the community.
He travels roughly 100 miles on these streets just about every day.
Yep, that's what I do all day.
Taking online orders and making deliveries. Hoping to make a difference.
Hey, how's it going?
In one of Milwaukee's toughest neighborhoods.
Another day, man. But right now, it's bad. It's just like, it's like no one cares. I'm trying to give them the feeling of hope. I'm trying to help people see that there's no limits. That's what I do. I pack them up. They pay a small delivery fee. That's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for using the snack box.
It's called Flattie's Snack Box, and it's an old bus now converted into a convenience store on wheels.
You got your chips over here. You got your candy, your Sour Patches, Slim Jims. You got dollar bags of Fruities.
His days start early.
I catch the schools in the morning, and after around 9 o'clock, I got a route. All aboard.
So far, he's been a welcome change to this community.
Kids love it. The adults love it.
But for him, it means so much more.
I feel like I'm paying back for a lot of the trouble I caused. That's what I want to do.
Rick will be the first to tell you he wasn't always the man you see now.
My mother was murdered when I was 10 in a drug house. Before then, I was, a hothead, the same guy, selling drugs, riding around fast in cars.
He was eventually caught and served 8 years in prison. His outlook on life changed when he became a free man.
It was like a gift and a curse. I haven't been in trouble in 10 years. Haven't seen a police officer, period. Just give me some of everything.
He's spent every day since earning a living the right way.
Trying to, yes.
And in March of this year, he saw an old bus for sale online.
And I went and purchased it and put it in my backyard and just started building on it.
Just by coincidence, this bus, in its former life, transported prisoners in New York. It's kind of like it was meant to be.
Yes, exactly.
But now it, too, has shifted gears onto a new path in life.
Took all the seats and took everything out of it, painted it, put this floor down. Throw a bunch of them in there. Give me some Gatorade, too.
And he found the best way to bring change was by providing some food for thought.
I can understand what's going on, and I can, myself, speaking from experience, at least I can touch people and talk to them.
Bringing the change that only costs quarters on the dollar for much of everything on the menu.
Gotta be fair, I know what I pay for it. This all stuff I did with my own finances, out of my pocket. I don't have loans, I don't have anything on credit, so I might as well be fair. Hey, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Flattie's Snack Box has been up and running for a couple of months. Rick now balances work, raising a family, and college, studying business management. He has big hopes for the future of Flattie's.
I make pizza too. I dream to get that on here, but my dream item is really, I want to make my own candy. But I just want to have them everywhere. I want this to be something that's nationwide.
But more importantly, he has big dreams for helping others turn their lives around.
Like this isn't big money or getting rich type, but I personally owe the community. This is just something I can give them.
And now, a moment in Wisconsin at Greenfield Park in West Allis. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on CBS 58 Sunday morning.
The exhibit's about a lot of things. It's about the nature and experience of blindness. It's about adaptation. It's about perception. But it's also about the misunderstanding, the grave misunderstanding by the public of what it's like to be blind.
Artist and creator Michael Nye showcases his traveling exhibit, My Heart Is Not Blind, cataloging a 7-year journey of listening to the stories of men and women from around the country who are blind. Next week, how this visual storyteller adapted his own thinking to call attention to the challenges people who are blind face every day. For Something New Under the Sun, CBS Sunday Morning with host Jane Pauley is next. Thank you for sharing part of your morning with us. I'm Mike Strehlow. Hope to see you back here again next Sunday morning.
The only player to ever beat 32-game champion James Holzhauer.
The Giant Killer.